Welcome to another edition of Rants, where I come on and rant about, well, whatever the heck is honking me off today. Now, normally when other people give an opinion that I disagree with, and I know it may be hard to believe this considering how out of hand I can get giving my opinions, but when someone gives an opinion that I disagree with, I usually do not try to insult them. I will argue against their point, but I try not to make any personal digs unless that person is being a complete butthead. Well, you know what? Sometimes I have to make an exception to the rule, and something I found on one of the baseball pages that I subscribe to on Facebook, well, this has made me come up with the exception to that rule. I mean, what I read, what this person posted, I mean, you want to talk about something so dumb. I mean, if dumb were an Olympic sport, this guy would have more gold medals than Simone Biles. What am I talking about? Well, there's a lot of argument these days about analytics in baseball, and he had a comment about the old argument about you can't hit a home run every time. Why is everyone swinging for home runs? Try to bunt the ball, try to move runners over, go for a single, double, roll one through the hole, put one in the gap. Well, this is the analytics argument this person came up with. Quote, when there is a runner on base, other than a home run, the strikeout is statistically the next best option. So once the guy in front of you gets on, swing for the fences. Everything else isn't supported by stats. Moving a runner but giving up an out isn't shown to work as well as swinging for a home run. Hitting doubles and triples is a skill that becomes a lower percentage with runners on base. I want to face palm, but I fear if I do, I am going to explode about 200 brain cells. I don't care what analytics say. I don't care what a computer says. This is one of the dumbest things I have ever read. You know what? If Ted Williams woke up out of his cryo sleep and walked over to this guy, Williams would just slap him upside the head. I don't get how analytics can show that striking out is a better option than getting on base or moving runners over. When you strike out, you do nothing to help your team. If you at least hit a ground ball, you can get a guy from second to third. If you hit a single, you're on base. You keep the inning going. You give yourself you give the power hitters coming up behind you a good chance to drive you in and get more runs. This makes no sense. I don't care what any computer says. I don't care what any analytics says. This is absolutely idiotic. The whole point in baseball is to score as many runs as possible. The point in baseball, when you're up at bat, is to get on base. Whether it be a hit, whether it be by a walk, whether it be by, if the ball's coming your way, then, not making maximum effort to get out of it, but wearing that ball and getting on base that way. Yeah, painful way, but at least you're on base. You keep the inning going. You give the guys coming up behind you the chance to drive you in. This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And also the other thing you have to look at is people are saying, swing for the fences. Got to swing for the fences every time at bat. Well, let's see how well that's been working. Now, the overall Major League batting average, let's go back to the turn of this century. From 2001 to 2009, pretty much that whole decade, the overall Major League batting average was usually between 261 and 269. Pretty darn good. Then you get to the next decade, between 2011 and 2017, the overall Major League batting average was never higher than 255 in any season. Last year, I'm not going to include 2020 because that was the pandemic shortened season, and the stats there, I don't think they would work very well in this argument. But 2011, or 2021, excuse me, overall Major League batting average, 244. So we're seeing almost a 20% drop in overall batting average from the start of this century. Or how about runs per game? Now in 2000, 5.14 runs per game. 2007 in the majors, 4.80 runs per game. Not too bad. 2019, when analytics really started taking hold, 4.83 runs per game. Still pretty good. But now, just 2 years after that, 2021, 4.53 runs per game. How much do you think that has to do with players not doing all they can to get on base, moving runners over, or anything like that? And also, if you think that all you have to do is try to swing for the fences, first of all, you're never going to hit a home run every time you come at bat. Even really, really good power hitters will only get maybe 30, 40 home runs in a really good season. So you're figuring they go up to bat, say, 550 times in a season. Rough average. Okay, you hit 40 home runs in that season. What are you going to do the other 510 times you go up to the plate? Are you just going to strike out all the time? Not do anything to help out your team, even if it's just a ground ball to move a runner from second to third? And a good example of how to win a game without hitting a home run is Monday night when Oakland took on Baltimore. The A's won that game 5-1. No home runs were hit in that game. This is how Oakland got their runs. 2 RBI singles, 2 runs scored on errors, 1 run scored on an RBI groundout. Why did that happen? Because other batters didn't try to hit a home run. They just got on base. They set themselves up for those RBI opportunities or just run opportunities because, hey, if the other team's making an error, you take advantage of that and move up an extra base or come around and go home. But again, you don't get those opportunities unless you get on base. And if you're going for a home run every time you're at bat, then chances are you're not going to get on base as much as you should. A strikeout, the next best option besides a home run. Jeez, that is like the grand prize for stupid probably for this entire decade, man, let me tell you. Anyway, folks, that's my rant. Time for me to go calm down. Maybe a little Beethoven 6th Symphony, the Pastoral. That might help me calm down. Lord knows I'm going to need it. All right, folks, but be sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow to all our social media pages, Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, and also be sure to check us out at kyca.info as well. Till next time, folks, have a good one.